Hi everyone, my name is Nattavud Pimpa, an Associate Professor in International Business at the College of Management, Mahidol University or CMMU. On behalf of my team at CMMU, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to our MOOC on sustainability concept. Right. It is my hope that we will have a great learning experience together from now to the end of the MOOC learning experience. Well, let me introduce the college to you. Well, College of Management is one of the top business schools in Thailand, and we strive to be one of the leading business schools in Southeast Asia because we believe that working with students to promote the concept of good ethical corporate is very important for us, right? So the DNA of CMMU is sustainability. In this MOOC, we hope that we can transfer this DNA into you, into everyone who learned this concept from anywhere in the world. But in order to understand the culture of CMMU, I would like to introduce the Dean of CMMU, Dr. Dongporn, who will welcome all of you to this MOOC. Dr. Dongporn.
Hello, my name is Dongporn. I'm the Dean of College of Management, Mahidol University. I would like to say a few words about our MOOC. It will be delivered by my colleagues from the College of Management. To emphasize throughout the MOOC how sustainability, responsibility, and ethics are the new business imperatives. By way of an introduction to this MOOC, I would like to address an important point. Here, at the College of Management, Mahidol University, we are committed to work with our students and industry on how to think and act sustainably. We engage with other business and organizations in the region to understand various complex challenges in business. This MOOC examines this challenge, how diverse actors come together to understand and address problems with business, whether large corporations or small non-profit organizations playing a key role in this important issue. I welcome you to our learning experience, and it is my hope that you will learn and understand a great concept of business and sustainability from the Thai and Asian context. Thank you.
I understand that for some of you, doing a MOOC course is brand new experience, but believe me, this is really exciting and really a great journey of learning and education. So I'd like to illustrate some examples to help you to learn in this MOOC successfully. In each module, we will have some key aspects and theories to help you to understand the concept. Particularly in this case, we try to look at concept of sustainability and development, right? So please be sure that you follow the key concepts that will work with you in each module. More importantly, we will have some great experiences from practitioners, from professors, and from corporates from national and international level to help you to understand the concept of sustainable development. And last but not least, in each topic, we'd like you to be able to transfer the concept into the practical aspect of your learning. So you have to do your homework, do some reading for each topic, and you have to summarize the key concept and submit it to the system so that you will be assessed. And by the end of this course, you will be certified by the College of Management. I hope you have this wonderful learning experience with us. One of the learning objectives of this MOOC is to enhance your capacity and to help you to understand the concept of sustainability. So, in the very first topic that we will discuss with you is the concept and example of sustainability from the real world examples, right? I have mentioned to you before that at CMMU, we are interested in looking at sustainability as a management tool for development. We believe that sustainability can be a concept that all types of organization, whether you are for profit, not for profit, or governmental, you can use this concept to promote long-term development. So I don't think I am in a position to give you a clear or one definition of sustainability, since there are a number of competing concepts of sustainability itself. Well, however, I think it is practical for us to look at some example of corporates that adopt this concept into practice. For today, I have three stories, a very short story from different types of companies that look at you. Let's start with the generic concept. When you talk about the Millennium Development Goals, or this day, perhaps we focus more on the SDG, where we focus on Sustainable Development Goals. We believe that we try to achieve sustainable development in the long run. A number of companies, particular multinational corporations, they try to build their capacity to work with the community in many ways. For instance, Pepsi and Coca-Cola have both developed ambitious agendas such as increasing focus on water stewardship, reduce the water consumption within their production strategy, and they try to set a clear target on water replenishment as part of the long-term environmental stewardship. How fantastic is that? A second example, if you are interested in pharmaceutical or biopharma industry at the global scale, you must be very familiar with companies such as Biogen and Novo Nordisk. Both companies have been worked towards an important concept of energy efficiency, waste reduction, as well as different other ecological measurement. They understand that not just practice or practicing will be impact, but they also talk about the measurement of the concept of sustainability, right? They have also focused on a number of social impact and a number of work with their partner, and they initiate a number of different areas that focus on health and safety. Well, I hope these two examples help you to understand. But if you look at the practice from finance and banking system, let me illustrate an example from two banks in Australia, ANZ and Westpac. Both are very important, and they try to advance the concept and relationship with local community with good sustainability practices. I'm sure you must be familiar with ANZ and the way they try to create good leadership in the area of gender equality, working with LGBTQI community via the Mardi Gras, working with the concept of providing microfinance for girls and women in rural areas inside and outside Australia, right? All of this is actually a great example of how multinational corporations from certain industries try to embed the sustainability concept in their business process and culture. And by now, I'm pretty sure that you are thinking very carefully on the definition and example. Let's start with the very first activity in this MOOC. In this first activity, I would like you to think very carefully on the concept of sustainability. Then you must do the internet search on the concept. Write it down. Write the one that you think it clearly explains your understanding of sustainability in practice. And the second task, I challenge you to search an example from one company, whether it is from your own country or a multinational corporation. Write the example down, particularly how they transform the concept of sustainability into their corporate practice. right now, I'm very happy to look at your work and examples that you have shared with us from the real world corporate. At this stage, I think it is very important for us to define some models. The model that help you to understand the concept of sustainability, and perhaps the model that will help you to define some certain points that will see the relationship of sustainability and management. Okay, as I mentioned that this concept has been an often mentioned goal of business, not-for-profit, and governmental organization for many years. Yet measuring the degree to which an organization is being sustainable or pursuing sustainable growth can be really difficult. So let me illustrate some point with you. When we look at a number of the definition of sustainable development, one can conclude that at its core lay three primary systems. Well, first, the economy. Second, society. And third, the environment. The interplay between these three factors, the economy, society, and environment, can be clearly defined as the three P's, the profits, people, and planet. Well, just to clarify the concept, we find that these three pillars can collectively underpin the corporate social responsibility, the term that we use as the paradigm to identify the contributions of business and organization to our society. And we try to make sure that we balance this so-called triple bottom line, or TBL. Right? The concept of the TBL will help us to look at the long-term corporate sustainability. A lot of business and organizations, they have adapted the term sustainability once the preserve of the environmental community, and they use that to convey what needs to happen to ensure that the organization has the right strategies, action, and structure in place to underwrite its long-term survival. So the two meanings have now become intertwined. The concept of triple bottom line, or TBL, is tremendous from many angles. Well, if you think of the way we can balance the three factors, people, profits, and the planet, you will be able to identify why the concept will help us to achieve the long-term sustainability issues. For instance, if you think of the corporate or organization that behave ethically, that make sure that they promote good environmental policy in the system, but at the same time turn profitable, then people within the organization, their stakeholders, and the community will live together comfortably and happily, right? So this concept is really the ultimate goal for its sustainability in development. Well, one important point that I'd like to share with you is, well, what can we see as the potential problem for this concept? The concept is great. We all try to achieve it. I look at the example of a number of corporates and governmental sectors worldwide. We talk about achieving the way that the three factors should promote each other. However, there is no universal standard or method for measuring or circulating the concept of TBL. Neither is there a universally accepted standard for the measure that comprise each of the three factors in the TBL models, right? So this can be viewed as a strength because it allows a user to adopt the general framework to the method of the different ethics and entities, such as business or not-for-profit. Different projects or different policies or different geographical boundaries, such as city, region, or country, right? Both business and local government agency, they may go to environmental sustainability in the same terms say reducing the amount of solid water that goes into landfills, or trying to make sure that they have got the system to promote clean air in the environment. But a local mass transit might measure success in terms of passenger miles. What a for-profit bus company would measure success in terms of the earning per share. Hence, the TBL can accommodate three different issues. Well, at these steps, I have got the views from academics who participate at the International Conference on Sustainability and Innovation hosted by the University of Southern Malaysia in Penang. Let's listen to the views from these academics in terms of how they define the concept of sustainability and how can they really look at the relationship between the triple bottom line and sustainability. Let's take a look together.
The sustainability in Indonesia is different, depend on the company. If the small medium company or the biggest company have different sustainability. If the biggest company, the sustainability, they took for the competitive advantage, based on for the competitive advantage. But for the small medium enterprises, sustainability is they can prolong their business and stay in the business in industry. So they not to want to compete to the next level. So that's the difference, but they can stay long in the business.
Okay, thank you very much. Doctor, would you please explain the concept from your own perspective, please? What is sustainability?
All right, okay. People normally get confused about sustainability and also sustainable development. Me, myself as well, when I first studied about sustainability, I may have a wrong misconception about sustainability and sustainable development. You're asking me about sustainability, right? Okay, my perspective when we talk about sustainability, of course, I will link with the three pillars, which is economics, the society, and also environment, right? So I read there is a lot of argument when people talk about sustainability. People may think about to sustain, but the thing is that what to sustain. For example, people may say that, for example, you are not yet born today. How you can actually talk about rights to the people who yet born? So how come you can actually say something which is the rights for that particular which is not yet born? So but from that point, I think that when we talk about sustainability, of course we want to sustain, but what are the things that we would like to sustain? Right? So I think the most important, what are the things that you would like to sustain? That's where this argument come from. When we talk about sustainability, they always link about rights. Whether what you have it here, you should also have in the near future. But people, I mean, things may change. Maybe what do you think is right now might not be right in the future. So what do you would like to preserve now? Maybe in the future, this is something which is no longer valid. So right, so this is what I understand. Of course, the fundamental about sustainability, you need to consider these three pillars, these three factors, to actually incorporate all together. Of course, maintain it, right, for the betterment for everybody's.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor. Thank you so much. Sir, would you please interpret the concept of sustainability from your perspective, please?
Yes, in my perspective, sustainability is as an assurance to live in the future. So any matter in the world needs sustainability to preserve our life. Whether it is like an animal, might be the plantation, or but human, I think it's the core matter in the universe. So the sustainability of human are dependent so heavily to the sustainability of the other part of the universe, like animal, plantation, and so on. And in terms of organization, because we should make sure that the organization not distracting the humanity or the human sustainability in the future.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. By now, I hope that you can really see the relationship between the concept of sustainability, triple bottom line, and how they work in terms of a management tool. Okay, well, I'd like you to think very carefully about this concept. Well, what's important for us at this stage is I'd like you to think about the pros and cons, the advantages and disadvantages of the concept. Think about that, and perhaps you can bring the concept into the example that you use in your first exercise. Okay? By definition, the concept of corporate sustainability is probably better understood not so much as the discipline by which companies or organizations ensure their own long-term survival, though that is clearly part of the equation, but as the field of thinking and practice in management by means of which organization and other business entities work to extend the life expectancy of ecosystem and the natural resources they provide, society and the culture, as well as community that underpin commercial activities, right? The economies should be part of this. They provide the governance, financial, and other market context for corporate competition and survival. The fact that organizations such as business or companies, they are better placed to ensure that their own business models remain valid and adaptable, right? So by this concept, I hope we help you to think very carefully on, well, first of all, the concept itself. Second, why sustainability is important for business, particular as a management tool. Third, why this concept can be transferred to the management and operation of not-for-profit, non-governmental and governmental sectors. And last but not least, you should see that sustainability as a concept is tremendous because its impacts can be something that you can see from people from all walks of life. It is truly compelling and it can really change how people live their life. Hence, we look at the way we can achieve the sustainable goals worldwide, right? If you look at how company works, how government work this day, you will be able to define the relationship, roles, and contributions of each sectors and actors in the world. In this final exercise that I'd like to work with you, please look at an article that I have prepared with my colleagues. The article is a real case study of a mining multinational corporation operated in Thailand. Well, this is a real multinational corporation of Australian, Chinese, and Thai partner. Well, I'd like you to look at the way company engage with the community and felt very badly to promote this concept. The question is, what actually promote the good, the bad, and positive activities by this mining company in the community? Second, what contribute to the value of the companies when they try to promote sustainability as the management concept in Thailand? And last but not least, my question is, if you were a manager of this company, what would you do? So this is my pleasure to allow you to think very carefully and perhaps creatively about the concept of sustainability. We come to the end of the very first lesson, and it is my hope that you have learned a couple of interesting points. First, we talk about the basic definitions of sustainability, as well as its relationship with modern management, looking at examples from different corporates, and we challenge you to think about the concept. Second, we ask you to identify its relevance to how people operate and manage in this modern environment. We also ask you to look at the concept of triple bottom line or TBL, its relevance to modern economy and weaknesses as well as strengths of the theory into the concept of sustainability. And last but not least, from the very last example that we worked together, an example of a mining company that failed to promote the concept might help you to think of various other factors that can be controlled or cannot be controlled by corporate if they want to walk the talk. Right. So by the end of this lesson, I hope you should be able to have this clear understanding of the concept. Think about its relationship with yourself and other entities in your organization and society. Make sure, please, that you have record all of your activities and submit it to our system, because all of your work will be assessed by our academic team at the College of Management, Mahidol University, and that will be part of your grading system. As I mentioned that this MOOC will help you to build your capacity in learning in the new environment. So please stay with us until the end of the last lesson. So I hope that you will come back and learn the next concept of sustainability from the practical learning at College of Management, Mahidol University. But for me, right now, thank you so much for your participation, and see you.